This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we're getting blue as we review James Cameron's Avatar, The Way of Water. Plus, James Gunn dropping bombshells as he begins to reboot the DC Cinematic Universe. Director Patty Jenkins says she did not walk away from Wonder Woman 3. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse drops its first trailer and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, December 19th, 2022.
You know who this is, and you know why you're here. You want all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news, and by God, you found it. Forget everything else out there. Forget all the Scientology bullshit. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Worship at the feet of the holy trio of geekdom, the Jock and Nerd podcast. Play it.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Hello, listener. What is up? Welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we bring you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us, he's not blue or 8 foot tall, but he is 100% computer generated and powered by AI. It's Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Yes, I'm. All of James Cameron's skills have come together to create me, the ultimate puppet.
I don't know if the listener realizes this whole time we've just been feeding lines into the Respeecher algorithm and producing Rug Boy. He's not real. Doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm sure no one's disappointed by that.
Only
He
in
was
our
fake
minds.
this whole time?
That's right. He's made of chimps. What? Rug Boy is tangible. He's real and he's made of felt. I'm sticking to that.
Yes. You can feel me.
Yes, feel him up. Put your hand in his slack hole. I guarantee you'll have a good time. Anyways, we got a lot of news and reviews to do this episode. It's going to be fun. Let's dive in right now.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
The craziness over at Warner Brothers Discovery with James Gunn running DC Studios continues this week. More bombshells being dropped. We talked about it preemptively last week with the Wonder Woman story. Anthony, give us the big headline this week. What the fuck happened here?
Well, sounds like Henry Cavill is not returning as Superman.
Oh, shit.
James Gunn is now in the midst of writing his own Superman movie, and it'll be played by a different character because they are focusing on a younger Superman.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
That
crazy.
is the big news, and yeah, the fans were definitely going nuts in one direction or the other. Mostly a lot of outcry. Sounds like, although they did say that Henry Cavill could return as some other character in DC, which would be kind of odd.
Who
but
gives a shit about that?
Who cares
yeah,
about
people
other characters?
people have very strong passion about this.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like, what is the purpose of this? Right? It's the idea is that they're gonna wipe the slate clean, right?
Right. Like we talked
Start
about
over
last week.
So if they wipe the slate clean and James Gunn even takes out his own stuff, like, you know, Peacemaker
Right.
and Suicide Squad and starts all fresh, and then he makes this first movie and it's just mediocre, people are going to fucking this will not have a chance. If he does not exceed expectations on that first film, that they had to sacrifice everything that they already liked for. Because I think Anthony's argument was, well, you know, they don't make these big $1 billion movies. So if this movie doesn't make $1 billion, he's going to get destroyed. That's just what's going to happen. People are going to chop his head off.
What's interesting is we don't know his plan yet. I guess they're pitching, him and Safran are pitching to Zaslav this week, but this is kind of the first piece. But it sounds like he's doing what both you guys said last week. Anthony, you were like, cut it off, start fresh. Ruggs, you said you need to start with a solid Superman movie. It sounds like they're doing both things. More details about this is that the Superman movie will feature a younger Superman just starting out in Metropolis. And maybe he already knows Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, but he's like a cub reporter. So that's kind of exciting. But man, yeah, the Snyder fans came out in full force.
They had Fire James Gunn trending.
Yes, hashtag Fire James Gunn was trending. And he even commented saying, we're not going to bend to this outrage. They knew they were going to ruffle some feathers, obviously, but he called it a disrespectful outcry from the fans. He's very vocal on Twitter. So his Twitter has been amazing because he's just answering things left and right, debunking things. Now, let's think about this from Henry Cavill's point of view. I feel like Cavill was kind of used by both Dwayne Johnson and the studio a little bit as a pawn in some kind of power struggle. Because just 2 months ago, if you'll remember, in October, Dwayne got the go-ahead to add the Superman cameo to the end of Black Adam, and Henry Cavill posted on Instagram, "I'm back as Superman." And then he had to post last week, "I'm sorry, I'm out." I was like, what the fuck?
Do you know about the relationship between The Rock and Cavill, though?
No.
So, The Rock's ex-wife is his agent.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Interesting.
So there might be some other things at work here. Maybe she was just like, "Hey, I got this client, and you need to get him back into the Superman game." I don't know. Who knows? But that's a weird coincidence, don't you think?
Well, what's interesting is when The Rock was able to swing around his dick and get Henry Cavill back, I think one of the reasons he was able to do that is there was kind of a power vacuum at the top with DC, and they were in the midst of this transition, obviously, as we're seeing it right now, and they didn't know what they were doing. So I think they took a swing with The Rock was like, let me try to get Henry Cavill. I try to do something for the fans, also try to boost my franchise here, potentially make a Superman versus Black Adam movie. They did that, but James Gunn wasn't hired yet. Now James Gunn is hired, and he wants to do his own thing.
You're right. It was Michael DeLuca and Pan Abdi who were the co-chiefs of Warner Brothers. They made this deal, and apparently the Man of Steel sequel was going to feature Brainiac as the villain. But very quickly, we talked last week about them cutting loose with Patty Jenkins in Wonder Woman 3. He has said, I feel like he's going to cut everyone and maybe his own people. But
you're reading that. You're going to read that quote.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What was that quote?
What's kind of nice about Gunn is he's very vocal on Twitter, so he'll shoot shit down.
Very transparent.
Or comment really quickly. And basically, someone was commenting that he's going to recast everyone except Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad characters. And how can you do that? They've interacted with other characters in DC, and he responded, "I keep seeing posts with this untrue theory. We're not recasting everyone except the Suicide Squad."
Yeah. That's the quote. But I feel like I saw another rumor that maybe Gal Gadot is also cut. When this happened, I was like, he's gonna fucking fire everybody. I think he's gonna clean slate and recast everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or
who do you I don't think it's necessary. I don't really think it's necessary to do any of this because you don't need to fire the actors that are working in the part because you're changing universes. You can do an alternate universe, a reset where the universe is different and the actor is the same.
That's what I would have done
that's kind of what Marvel's doing with Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
Yeah, they pulled it off, and I would have still used Cavill. I think you still piss off the Snyder fans, but you put them in a completely different, colorful, hopeful fucking Superman movie.
Imagine okay, they the Flashpoint series ends.
Yeah.
They fades to white and boom, now you got this whole new universe and you see Superman. It's Henry Cavill, but this time he has a different haircut, a different costume. It's cloth this time, and the feel is different. The universe that he's in is a completely different feel. And you're like, oh, this is like Superman, but different Superman, not the one that we watch in Man of Steel.
That absolutely.
They could have done that.
I think that would have worked, but I feel like they're going to keep, they may keep Momoa, like they said, for a different role, bring back Cavill in a different role. It's confusing, but
we'll see. I mean, he's supposed to reveal his plan, right, next month?
Soon. I thought it was this week. It's possibly next week. I think we're going to hear things.
You thought it was
soon.
last week,
I thought,
too.
last week they said this week, and now this week they're saying next week. That's what I keep seeing. So it's imminent any day now. But this is part of the plan, and if it launches with this, I like that he's starting with the Superman movie. But yeah, there's going to be more outrage before everything settles down. But I think he could just ride it out. It's not like he said in his quote, like there's been worse things said to us and said about us. It's not like this is the first time. I mean, he was fucking fired from Disney for bullshit and been rehired, right? He knows how to handle the social media trolls. So this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious how it plays out.
In the meantime, don't worry about Henry Cavill, because I heard for the Black Adam cameo and the Flash cameo that's probably cut now, he got paid $250,000 for each cameo. So he's fine. He left The Witcher. We thought for this, maybe not. But they have announced that he is going to be in a Warhammer 40,000? How do you say this? It's a video game. Warhammer 40,000 adaptation for Amazon. Ruggs, what do you know about the Warhammer? What is this?
As far as I know, I don't know that much about it because it's a tabletop game from what I know, like Dungeons and Dragons and shit.
Oh, okay.
But not like Dungeons and Dragons per se, but it's its own thing. And it's like a tabletop game. I don't know what the rules are. There's dice involved, and you paint a lot of miniatures. That's all I know about Warhammer. But he must be a fan of this shit because he seemed to be like one of the reasons that it got contentious on the set of The Witcher is that he's a fan of this shit.
Yeah.
And he was pushing The Witcher. The Witcher was going in a different direction than he wanted, and he wanted it to stick to the lore. And he kept on, bashing heads with the people who were in creative. And I think that's one of the reasons he left, besides obviously having a chance to be Superman. So he's a nerd. He's into this shit.
He is a big nerd, yes.
So,
I believe he's into like Dungeons and Dragons and role playing, and like,
I think Warhammer is like I believe it's like steampunk or something, right?
No, it's like maybe there's lots of armor and oversized shoulder pads, and it's a little bit like The Witcher, maybe. I don't know. It's old, and a lot of people have played it. I know it's very
looking
popular.
At some stuff. There's like wizards in it.
Yeah.
There's
it's like a Lord of the Rings, like but more edgy. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's tanks and shit.
Oh, there are tanks.
Yeah, there's tanks. There's guns.
Okay. Oh man, this could be kind of fun then.
So Warhammer 40,000, I believe, is the futuristic version of. Yeah, it's like basically like there's tanks, there's guns, there's still wizards and shit, but there's like this other techie version.
What about him as a Bond? He's 39. I don't think that's too old for a James Bond. He would.
That's the right age.
Yeah,
sure,
I think he'd make a pretty fucking dope Bond. He has an accent. It's perfect.
He's pretty big.
He is big, but Daniel Craig was pretty fucking big.
He's more like Barry Bonds.
He's like roids.
Look at you, a sports reference.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
But right on the money, though.
That was good.
Fucking that dude was Cog Diesel.
I feel bad. Does that? I mean, I guess I don't feel bad considering he just got paid $500,000, but I kind of feel bad for him and his emotions and kind of them playing around with this possibility, and then him having to just tell his fans, "Yeah, it's not happening." Like that sucks. But
I mean, look, he is a leading man. He's a good I would say in the top 5 like big guys out there that are like getting roles like with Chris Hemsworth and shit like that. Like The Rock is like The Rock. There's Chris Hemsworth and there's him. There's no other really, and then there's Jason Momoa. That's it. Those are the big dudes.
Like big as in big jacked.
Yeah, like they're the bigger like guys who are like kind of like jacked and kind of really hyper masculine.
Oh yeah.
So he's one of those guys. So he's always gonna have work because there's not that many out there that are really like leading man material. So yeah, he's got a lot of options. He's gonna be fine.
Would have been nice to give him another shot at Superman, but whatever. They've also, in this article, they have been talking to Ben Affleck to return to direct movies, not necessarily as Batman, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, but he was supposed to do it a long time ago. He never did it.
No, he didn't. They give him
I think he was going through some like depression though, right when that happened, right?
Oh, you think so? Now he's ready to do that shit. He's ready for the
I
shit.
like him as a director.
Yeah.
If they can get him on as a director, I don't think that's a bad idea. I liked what was it? The Town. He did direct The Town.
I think so.
No, he directed Argo, and I liked Argo.
Yeah, he did that. He did The Town. He did the other one.
He didn't do The Accountant. That he was in that.
No, he did something about Baby.
Gone Baby Gone.
That's it. Yeah.
The Town, Argo, and then Live by Night. Live by Night.
Something had a baby in it.
The last movie he directed was in 2016, and he's been working on a couple of things. So Air Jordan. He's working on a movie called Air Jordan. That's weird. No, he's not a bad director, and I think his style would be very good with this new DCEU, whatever they're doing. But I can't wait to find out more of their plans. Listener, if you are excited about this news or you're mad, let us know. Join our Facebook group. You can join the conversation. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. There is a link in the description. It is a closed, exclusive group just for us, just for you, listener. And then follow up from last week where we talked about Wonder Woman 3 not moving forward because allegedly the story being Patty Jenkins, they turned in a treatment. They didn't like the treatment. They're like, we don't like this. Give it another shot. And she's like, no, this is my movie. I'm walking. Well, she came out and said I did not walk away. I'm open to doing whatever they want me to do. And it sounds like it's just maybe a little bit of PR damage control because if you are open, then what happened? They asked you.
So what do you think is the real story? That
you got anything else? And you're like, I'm open, but you didn't give him anything else.
But what if the story is that James Gunn's like, no, we're starting over, so nothing you can do.
It's possible they may not be even going forward with Gal Gadot and clearing the slate. So, and she says in her thing, she says there was nothing I could do. So, I don't know who is telling the truth, but both sides have said everything was pleasant.
Nothing makes sense.
No,
and that's bad.
DC Studio says it was pleasant and professional, and James Gunn didn't have anything bad to say about her, but it's weird. It's weird.
Well, I'm reading this right now. She has a very long thing about like Rogue Squadron and Wonder Woman. Basically saying, she, what you said about Wonder Woman, but also that she's still kind of working on Rogue Squadron, but she doesn't know if it will happen.
Yeah, apparently that's still in the works. So, but that's also suspicious why it's been delayed so long. All the Star Wars movies are a mess over there.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Patty Jenkins. I'm not too sad though about her leaving. Honest, after Wonder Woman 84. I mean, 84. I feel like that first movie may have been a little bit of a fluke of things coming together. Seeing the second movie, but yeah, let's get some fresh things on. Let's get some fresh people on this. It'll be weird though. I mean, if they do recast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, that'll be strange. Even for me, stranger than Henry Cavill as Superman.
The thing about Wonder Woman is that it took so long to make Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It took forever. And it's just weird that they're like, we're just going to start over again.
And say what you will about the Snyder side of things, the Snyderverse. He did do a good job at casting these characters, I would say.
The casting.
The costumes are always top notch.
The tone of it was all great.
Like all of them were perfect for their roles. The tone of it was great. He just, I don't know.
He was just focused on evil Superman, and that was not a good idea.
I just wanted to make things dark for dark's sake.
Like you can't have one Superman movie and then go right to him being evil.
But even in the one Superman,
he's got to be established as doing great, good things for a while, then make him evil.
Yeah, but then you don't even establish him correctly to begin with. You give him a Pa Kent who's like, you know what? Don't tell anybody you got powers. Don't save anyone.
Yeah.
And there's a tornado coming. You could save me, but you know what? Don't.
But that's the thing that scares me about James Gunn is that his one Superman movie that he did with his brother was Brightburn. It's about Superman being a complete fucking maniac.
Yeah, but if that's like an Elseworlds fantasy tale, maybe he has, a real Superman story in him. Would you rather like J.J. Abrams pitched one, But
like even the way that story like unfolded was terrible.
Yeah.
That wasn't done well at all.
Did he write that one? I think he just produced that one. I don't know how much he had.
Still?
Written by Brian and Mark Gunn. I guess that's maybe his brothers.
His brothers, yeah.
And he produced it with someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any writers that you can yell at and tell them to
It
sit
should
shit,
be
it's your brother.
Yeah, it should be your brothers.
You should be like, no, this blows.
Cousin. Yeah, they're cousins.
Oh, they're
of him.
cousins. What's up,
Yeah.
Cuz?
Even better.
Yeah.
Hey, Cuz, can I make a Superman movie? Sure. No, I'm gonna wait and see. I think I like the idea of doing this younger Superman in Metropolis early years, where you don't have to do
I'm
the
still
origin.
of the mindset. Just cut it all off. Start fresh. You're gonna take a lot of heat, but if you can,
Yeah, but
They
the
hired you for a
pressure's
reason.
on. Look he's got to make $1 billion movie.
yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him. But you know what? He knew that coming in.
I think I don't know. I think he cuts 50 to 70% of the people, but the pressure and the fucking backlash, like just for this one thing, was this much. He's gonna have to go through this several more times. If he
Like,
will
think
see it.
We
about
don't
it,
even know
when-
what his plan is.
Yeah.
Like, when does it pan out when you have this kind of embattled beginning? Like, when does that pan out? When do they vindicate themselves?
By putting
Like,
out a
does
good
that
movie.
happen?
I don't know.
Does that happen?
That ever happened?
It's such a unique situation because it's just a big franchise. It had a lot of failed movies and successful movies, and now he's been brought in to right the ship. I don't know if there's ever been a situation like this.
No, I mean, we've literally been talking since this podcast started the whole time about DC is a mess. When are they going to get the shit together? It's been fucking 13 years or whatever. They really haven't figured anything out. So
I don't know. I just feel like when you start out this embattled, it's going to be crazy.
it definitely has an uphill battle. We'll see what happens. I think we get more news.
Was it some motherfuckers like the ice skate uphill?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
That's right, Blade.
That's right.
That's right, Blade. He says it best. And with that, let's move on. We have a quick trailer I want to discuss. It is the first trailer for Sony's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie, the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse. And boy, are there a lot of spider people in this. Give me all the spider people.
Geek boner.
Anthony, what did you think of this?
I thought it was a well-cut trailer. Even though there's the spider people, it really focuses on Miles and his relationship with his mom.
Yeah.
And her, she gives a speech throughout the trailer of him, what is it, like not forgetting, like who can protect him and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're trying to pull at the heartstrings. So with that, I thought it was a very well done trailer because the first Into the Spider-Verse also had that, that emotional pull to it. And I think as long as the movie has that core of the character and you giving a shit about the character, I think it'll do well. So I think this trailer was a nice little trailer to kind of showcase that they're still going down that path.
Yeah, it's gorgeous to look at. You got Spider-Gwen returning and Peter B. Parker. But then it looks like all the spider people are chasing them, and Miguel O'Hara's Spider-Man 2099 just taking the beat down on Miles. Ruggs, what'd you think of the look and the animation of all this?
Well, I feel like it's okay. I'm already used to it. It's kind of like taking the next step forward from the last one. So, yeah, everything looks like it should. It feels like a little bit more, I don't know, a flat? Is that the way to... Because I think Miles is like in this black costume with like no shading at all in some parts.
That's like where the Spider-Man 2999 is. It seems very flat. There's a lot of...
that is flat.
There's a lot of different animation styles going on in this.
That might be the case.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it looks like. I'm watching as we speak, and you're right. It does come like from 3D to flat, but I think he's in a flatter universe.
He's in a flat universe. I mean, that's...
Or in between universes or something. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on.
I mean, that opening shot of him just looking at the skyline is like gorgeously rendered, and I love that style, but then I love all the crazy styles. Do you guys catch any of the spider people in this? There's lots of Easter eggs to lots of different spider people.
Jessica Drew.
Yes.
I guess. Is that what Jessica
that
Drew is
Issa
now?
Rae is playing Jessica Drew, Spider Woman.
Okay.
With the goggles there. And you see Paper Bag Spider-Man for a second. Remember Paper Bag Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
From the comics, from that one issue where it was because he had just gotten rid of the Venom symbiote at the Fantastic Four Baxter Building. It was one of the first times they shot it off with a sonic cannon, and then he had to go home, but he didn't have any clothes because the Thing provided his clothes and his costume. So he's wearing a Fantastic Four outfit, and then Johnny gives him a paper bag to wear over his head. So he's literally climbing around Fantastic Four costume with a paper bag over his head. I'll always remember that. But you see the Spider-Man from the video game with the white spider. You see a lot of different versions, like the May Parker Spider-Man. There's a cop Spider-Man. There's a werewolf Spider-Man. I think Superior Spider-Man is in this. I'm there for this. Give me all the Spider-Man. I don't care. I know you hate that everybody has Spider-Man rugs.
Yeah, I do hate that.
But
this,
I was going to say this is
his
Dan
nightmare.
Slott's wet dream come to life.
Yeah.
And perhaps Ruggs' nightmare come to
the
life.
only saving grace is I love Spider-Man 2099 because I love Rick Leonardi. His artwork is some of my favorite artwork of, especially of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And 2099 was such a badass Spider-Man. Like he had like fangs and he had claws. And he was like fucking strong and he was just fucking crazy. He was like the most badass Spider-Man. His costume was badass. I love that fucking shit.
And it was like, that was a great kind of addition to like a legacy character because it's so far in the future. It's kind of different.
It did no damage.
It does no damage to the original Spider-Man, and it's just as fucking cool in its own way, and it's still Spider-Man. Like, it was brilliant.
Well, yeah, like Peter Parker could have lived his whole entire life out and not been disturbed by 2099 Spider-Man. Not only that, but like, he is influenced by Spider-Man because he's a legend in his time. So he was, of course, when he gets spider powers, he's going to be Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, and then like Spider-Man is part of their history, and there's the lineage coming down, so you could tie that in. But great, that's a great character. I'm super geek boner for this coming out.
This movie is a pretty hype movie. I mean, it's coming off Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which some people consider the best Spider-Man movie ever.
Yep.
It's definitely a classic.
I mean, it won. It's the first Disney non-Disney Pixar film to win Best Animated Feature, and a lot of people thought that year it should have been nominated for Best Picture. So, and it was financially successful, so now this is a sequel to that. So it's got to be financially successful and a critically acclaimed movie.
And they did a great job of introducing you to the multiverse without it feeling too crazy and overstuffed or complicated. It just worked well, gorgeous to watch, beautiful animation. It's shit I'd never seen before. So June of next year, June 2nd.
Well, the Japanese Spider-Man will be in this, so that's what I'm really excited about.
That's also awesome. Yeah, there's a lot. There's every Spider-Man.
Is the mech going to be in there?
Leopardon. Leopardon was the mech, right? Yeah.
He's got the big robot that Spider-Man rides.
Spider-Punk will be in this too.
Spider-Punk. Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
Fantastic.
Spider-Punk. Japanese Spider-Man, Peter Parker from the Spider-Man Insomniac video games.
Yep.
Pavit Prabhakar, Imran's cousin,
Indian
Spider-Man,
yeah.
Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider, Otto Octavia, Superior Spider-Man, Spider-Monkey, Maybelle Riley, Lady Spider, and Peter Parker, Spider-Man from the Marvel manga universe.
There's also
Peter Parker, Spider-Man from the 1999 series.
So no Julia Carpenter, no.
Those are all.
I'm sure those all show up too.
But Sony,
these are just ones though on the Wikipedia.
Sony is using those characters and other things, so I wonder if they're like, don't touch these. But yeah, remember that Spider-Man Unlimited series with it was a really weird. That Spider-Man's in here from the late 90s. Counter Earth Spider-Man.
Oh my god,
that one was strange. There's a Spider Monkey. Yeah, this could be amazing. Give me all the fucking Spider-Man. In a related,
you got one guy that's like, "This is gonna be awesome." The other guy's like, "Oh my god, damn it!"
In related weird Sony Spider-Man universe news, Sony announced that Donald Glover is going to be starring in a Spider-Man spin-off movie based on a very obscure villain from the 70s, late 70s, known as the Hypno-Hustler.
The fuck?
And since it's the 70s, this character kind of had a giant afro and bell bottoms, kind of looked like Jimi Hendrix, and his power was he could hypnotize people with his guitar. It's a musical. He's a musician. And had a guitar, and I don't remember. He's been in one issue. Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 24.
That sounds like a 1 hour
in
special.
1978. Yeah, you're going to make a whole. The band was called the Mercy Killers, and they would hypnotize people with their music.
All right.
Okay. I mean, Donald Glover played it was Uncle Aaron in Homecoming.
Yeah. This sounds like another awful idea, but this is Sony and playing around with their Spider-Man toys that they think they can play with and make into something.
Well, Donald Glover's also a musician, obviously, and I think it says here that's kind of what it got him to the project was the musical aspect. The movie is being written by Eddie Murphy's son, Miles Murphy.
Whoa.
Yeah, writing the script. That's weird.
A lot of Spider-Men. A lot of spider-related stuff. A lot of spider-adjacent stuff.
A lot of spider shit all
I wonder
over
if we're
the
going to
place.
ever do the Ari Spider-Man. He's just a guy.
It's pronounced Spiderman. Yeah, it's just that old man going, that's pronounced Spiderman. But we got one last thing in the news before I get there. Listener, check out our TeePublic shop. Buy yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, a coffee mug with the Jock and Nerd logo. Visit jockandnerd.com/shop. Jock and Nerd. And get yourself some nice swag and promote the show. Help us promote. Show it around. Okay, last thing in the news. Last week, we were talking about Titanic, how I rewatched it. By the way, Titanic came out exactly 25 years ago today. Monday, December.
My heart will go on.
Monday, December 19th, 1997. It was, or December 19th, it was released, 1997. Wasn't a Monday, obviously. But it is 25 years old. And we talked about how Rose could have made room for Jack on that door so he wouldn't have frozen.
Yeah, the door was huge.
Well, apparently this debate, it's kind of a joke, right? And it's kind of debates been going on for 25 years. James Cameron hates this debate. It's bugged the shit out of him to the point where he has done a forensic study.
He's produced his alternative facts to the Mythbusters that they did.
Yes.
Where both of those guys, both middle-aged dudes were able to float on a fucking door that size.
Oh, they did that?
No. Yeah, because first they tried to do it with just them on there. And, they could get on there, but it was tough to stay balanced. And then he said, wait a minute, Rose has a life preserver jacket. So they took the life preserver jacket and they stuck it underneath the thing.
Yeah.
And then they were completely fine.
So she's got a floaty device already to help. Yeah. Okay, so
if they ballast it, there would be no problem.
Cameron has said, we have done a thorough forensic analysis with a hypothermia expert who reproduced the raft from the movie. They're going to do a little special of it. Comes out in February. But he said, we took two stunt people who were the same body mass of Kate and Leo. We put sensors all over them and inside them. And we put them in ice water and we tested to see whether they could have survived through a variety of methods. And the answer was there was no way they both could have survived. Only one could survive.
How does that make sense? Don't you have body heat? Wouldn't you double your body heat?
I don't know.
What is the argument? I guess I'd have to watch the special.
We're gonna
if
have
I gave
to.
A shit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till the special.
I feel like this is alternative facts. I feel like that this is not true.
What is he arguing that both of them couldn't be on the door and they'd have to?
I guess
sink into the water.
Both of them couldn't survive the hypothermia, and only one. You know what? We're going to have to watch the special.
Let's all watch it.
But he defends it thematically also, saying Jack had to die. It's like a Romeo and Juliet, obviously.
Yeah, he has to die, yes. But this is what James, you want to fucking have no arguments? The door should have been smaller. That's all I'm saying.
Just make it a little bit smaller. Nobody would have said shit.
The door is too big, dude.
Yeah.
You're usually flawless when you fucking think of shit. For you to make a fuck up that big, that you deserve any fucking bullshit you get.
I think it's.
I'm just surprised his ego is so sensitive that he's responding to something that doesn't matter like this.
I think it's hilarious that this has been bugging him for 25 years.
He's looking at the shot. He's like, that door looks big. We should probably can the prop guy just shave a little bit off this door for the shot?
I knew I should have fucking replaced that door. Shit. All right. I'm going to make a bullshit forensic study.
It's not about it's just about the door being big. It's not about whether, whatever. He should have died. Yeah, he should have died. That's the right way to end the movie, but the door was too big.
Door was too big. All right. Let's take a quick break here. We're going to play some promos and then we're going to get blue and we're going to blow ourselves. No, we're going to go underwater. and Hangouts.
Do you have to play that song? I'm blue, da boo dee, ba boo.
Oh, not the Dabu Diba song. Oh, boy.
We're going to get copyright from you right
Yes,
now.
we will. I'm not playing it, but we will be talking about the Avatar sequel right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
What's up, guys? Gerald from Two Peas on a Podcast here. Are you just sitting there thinking to yourself, man, I really love some dude in his garage sitting around talking about arbitrary countdowns and his favorite things in the world of movies, music, and TV? Well, guess what? That's me. Please look me up. My name is Gerald, and I am from Two Peas on a Podcast. If you want to subscribe to my countdown show, I have a different co-host every week. It's often someone from the world of podcasting or entertainment, and we go through our top 5 favorite things in whatever that week's category is. You can find links to all of our content, subscribe via your favorite podcast app, and follow us on social media. The easiest thing to do is just head to our website, which is www.twopeasonapod.com. I hope you look me up and join the party. It's a lot of fun. See you soon.
Pardon the interruption. I have some news which I believe you will find most interesting.
Would you like to hear the latest in Marvel television, film, video games, and comic books? Or are you looking for some ideas on what to pick up on New Comic Book Day? Well, join Mike and Eric on Mighty Marvel Geeks every Saturday night on Sorcerer Radio and every Sunday on the Weeby Geeks Network for all things Marvel.
There is a matter that requires your attention.
Mighty Marvel Geeks. Assemble!
All wrapped up here, sir. Will there be anything else?
And Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show, there's a way you can give back to the show. Join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. You can support the show on a monthly or annual basis. All of it goes back into ensuring we put out a show every week for you, and you get stuff like access to an exclusive podcast feed where we had this week instant reactions from myself and Anthony, not from Ruggs, for Avatar: The Way the Sequel.
What are you trying to say?
You just didn't send anything in. It's fine. Yeah, we had 2 out of the 3. The shows come out early. There's bonus content, post shows, lots of fun stuff. You can join us on our monthly Discord hangout. We once a month. This month's hangout is going to be next week, Thursday, December 29th, 8 p.m. And there's a tier where you can force us to pick any movie and review it. There's a tier where it gets you a t-shirt. Lots of fun benefits. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Check it out today. Okay, let's get blue, everybody. We are talking about Avatar: The Way of the Water is this week's review. Here's your spoiler alert.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
A sequel to a movie that came out 13 years ago, of course, and a movie that has been in production. They started making this, casting these kids in 2017, which is wild. On Rotten Tomatoes, currently holding 78% tomato meter out of 7.1 out of 10, 7.1 out of 10 average rating, 94% audience rating. Okay. More numbers. Of course, this is James Cameron makes the most expensive movies in the world. The estimated budget for this thing, minus the marketing, is anywhere between $350 to $400 million.
Oh, shit.
He's been quoted as saying that this needs to make $2 billion to break even. I don't know if that's hyperbole, but that's what he said.
I feel like he's probably right. This thing opens, the original movie we talked about last week opened to $77 million, but had legs, ends up making $2.9 billion, highest grossing movie ever. This movie opened domestically $134 million. So it almost doubles the first movie, but way below. A lot of projections, way below. Ruggs, you got it right. You were the closest.
Nice.
It's like maybe 6 or 7 out of the top grossers this year. But right now, worldwide, it's sitting at $441 million.
Well, look at
worldwide.
what Top Gun did. It's just going to do similar. It might do similar.
Top Gun, it was in for a while, had a lot of word of mouth, makes it to $1 billion.
There's 2 ways to look at that. There's one, it did do better than Avatar, and if it's a Top Gun Avatar where it has legs, there's not a lot of movies coming out for a while, so it could ride that wave. The other way of looking at that is a Top Gun is very rare
Yeah.
to get that long of a legs.
Yeah.
And it was kind of disappointing in terms of the box office, in terms of projections. It made 134, but I think people were like 170.
Yeah.
They were thinking it had a chance to be the best of 2022 as far as openings. So
Yeah, but those people were wrong. I mean, like, none of us thought we were sitting here doing our fucking, podcast going, no way it's going to make that much.
I
So they
thought
were
it
off.
would have made 170, but
what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Like, we all predicted it to be going to make maybe like 150 at the most, right?
Oh, I think I said 170. I don't remember what I said.
Oh, I thought that you were like just a little bit above me.
Maybe. I don't remember what I say week to week on this show.
So that 134 domestic is higher than the Top Gun opening, which was 126. It ties the Batman's opening, and is just below Thor: Love and Thunder at 1.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the legs. That's really the key on this.
At the same time, it's kind of doing what the first movie did, right? Not open big, but we have a weekend coming up. I think it's going to do great over Christmas.
Yeah.
And we'll see if he can break even at the $2 billion. We'll answer that question later. Of course, the movie written and directed by the James Cameron screenplay. He wrote the screenplay along with Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, returning from the first movie, Sam Worthington as Jake, Zoe Saldana as Neytiri, Sigourney Weaver returning as a new character, Kiri, Stephen Lang coming back as Quaritch, and then rejoining Cameron for the first time since Titanic, Kate Winslet.
Wow.
Which that's crazy because Kate Winslet let James Cameron dunk her in a tank in a corset for 7 months, and then she agreed to do this, which was more underwater tank shit, right? But she came back. He wasn't sure she's going to come back. Cliff Curtis also in this movie, and you got Edie Falco actually playing a human. And then the kids, a bunch of newcomers as the kids. Jamie Flatters, Britain Dalton as Loak, Trinity Jolie Bliss as Took, Jack Champion as Spider, and Giovanni Ribisi is kind of in this. You see a quick cameo, and then a bunch of other people. Anyways, let's do this way. Anthony, first part. What happens in Avatar: The Way of Water?
Avatar: Way of the Water. This movie is, I would say, 15 years after the first,
13.
at least. Well, 13 years, but I don't know in canon if it's 15 how many years it is.
It's like 10 or 11 years, something like that.
And the Sullys have had a family. They're up to 4 kids now, and they've held the humans. The sky people are gone, but they've returned. They've returned with a vengeance, and that vengeance is to terraform Earth or terraform Pandora, because Earth is dying. So they need to tame the wildlife, and the mission of the soldiers that are there are to tame the what do you call them, the natives. And the number one mission to do that is they got to kill Jake Sully, because he's leading the insurgency. And there is a surprise in terms of who they bring back to try and kill Jake Sully. And it is about Jake Sully debating between protecting his family and also standing up for his people that are now the Na'vi. And he encounters a new group of Na'vi to help him do this and help him make his decision.
Okay, now, part 2. Anthony, what version of this did you watch? What format? What was it?
2D.
2D, regular screen, or like Dolby or IMAX? No, nothing?
No, just regular screen, 2D.
Just 2D. Okay, and how was the theater experience?
It was good. I mean, I wasn't going to see this in 3D. I didn't want to wear the damn glasses. I have to say, my theater, it was a packed theater at 9 p.m. on a Friday night. My theater, I don't know if it was just me, but I definitely talked to another friend during the movie, and we both agreed that the sound was like a little low.
Oh.
So that made for a weird experience, because the dialogue and some of the music cues just weren't as bombastic as it normally is for a big budget movie. But overall, I mean, it's the type of movie you definitely have to see in a theater.
Ruggs, how'd you see this movie?
I saw it on the biggest Dolby screen in 3D that I could.
Oh, nice.
Now, I fucking hate 3D.
Yeah.
But this experience was fucking great.
Wow.
I have to say. It was fucking amazing. I have some criticisms, but overall, seeing it in 3D on a big screen, I think that you're going to get the most bang for your buck.
I also agree. I think the best, I saw it in 3D IMAX. I think that's the best way to see this movie. It was a packed theater. People fucking applauded at the end. I heard some people sobbing. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Anthony, there's the big question. It's been 13 years. Cameron has devoted the rest of his life to making 4 of these fucking movies. Does Cameron deliver? What'd you think of the movie?
Yeah, I would say in terms of a cinematic experience that can be really only truly appreciated in a movie theater, where you're going in and you watch something and you go, how the hell is this? Like, how is this even happening? Yeah. How am I watching something like this?
Yeah.
And they are creating something that seems so tangible and real, yet it isn't. So in that sense, it is a very immersive experience. He succeeds on that front. I would say the story, I don't know if it's better than the first, because I remember seeing the first at least 3 or 4 times in theater.
Oh, wow.
And I have no desire to watch this movie again in the movie theater, not because it's bad, but just because I don't want to sit in the movie theater for another 3 hours. So I think the wonder of the first one still, like, you can't recreate that wonder, and I know he was doing ocean stuff to try to recreate the wonder. I don't know if it hits the note of the first one in terms of just being such an impressive experience. I'm sure it's better in terms of the CGI because it's been an amount of time. I think it being 3 hours, I don't know if it needed to be 3 hours. That being and the like kind of the trick with both of these movies is they're both just really simple stories.
Yeah.
That are just technically visually amazing. So that's like his little trick that he's been doing so far.
Yes.
So overall, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I actually really liked it. I don't know if it's better than the first. I don't know if it needs to be as long. But in terms of creating an experience that feels like it feels like movie magic, he kills it. This is a movie that you just go, holy shit! How does this fucking get made? How did this happen?
I will say I completely gave myself over to this movie, and I felt immersed and mesmerized, and I was not bored at all in the 3 hours. And I think part of what helps that is that you're just staring at just some fucking shit you'd never seen before. I'm just looking at this and getting lost in it. And I disagree. Like, the sense of awe and wonder got me in this movie more than the first one. I mean, I felt like I was there. The 3D is very subtle. You kind of forget you're wearing it, but the movie stuck with me, right? I want to see it again, but more important than that, the thought that keeps running through my head after watching this was, I want to go back there. Like, that's what I keep thinking. Like, not I want to see the movie again. I'm like, I want to go back there because it had a very serene, especially the middle of the movie, had a very serene, calming effect. It was kind of like a Disneyland ride meets like a nature documentary.
It feels like Nat Geo at some time.
Yeah, but it put a spell on me a little bit. Ruggs, I think he delivered. Ruggs, did Cameron deliver?
Oh, without a doubt did he deliver. He delivered the theater experience. He delivered the experience you can't have sitting on your couch.
Yeah, yeah.
Even with the TV, great size TV or everything, that 3D experience. Like, I almost was like, after I got out there, I was like, I could probably see this in 4D.
4D. Oh, with
because there's a 4D theater in New York over here, and where you could sit and be in a ride.
It would be a ride.
I'm like the only thing that stops me is it's 3 hours long, you know. But I would, if this was a 2 hour movie, I'd be already at the 4D to watch it again.
Did you feel the length? Like, did it drag for you anywhere?
Actually, yes, because I have to say this, like, that whole scene with the whaling, and then after the whaling, and where they're trying to take down that ship.
Yeah.
And that whole sequence, that whole area was fucking like, I blew my load on that. Like I was just like spent after that. I was like, I need to like smoke a cigarette and fucking, I need a towel. Then I'm like, there's still more.
Yeah.
I'm like, then they did like the Titanic where the thing sinks and then like the water's pouring and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, you just fucking ended on this great note and then you're keeping going. So I did feel like they didn't need to do that, but I said that in the moment, but then after the whole thing plays out, it does resolve very nicely. So even though that it felt like an unnecessary addition to the peril that we all just fucking got past, because like they're getting tied to the thing, and then it's going down, and there's it was like a lot. So overall, I really was transported to this place. I loved that whole scene because that scene you had humans and the Na'vi, right? Yeah. So like I could see, okay, all the Na'vi scenes where it's just Pandora and all CG. I'm like, okay, like, all right, you have really good fucking machinery and good tech to pull this off. Okay, cool. Hats off to you. But then to do that scene where there's humans in it, actual real people, like, a fake boat pulling this thing off and making me believe that they're actually in the ocean doing this shit. And it really like having that visceral experience and they're all like interacting with one another and it doesn't feel fake. I was like completely impressed by that. I was like over the moon. I was like, yeah, I'm like, wow, this is fucking unbelievable. Like this fucking exceeds like everything that as far as CG characters interacting and feeling real with humans and making me believe and the action like hitting a high note, like it all happened in that scene. Like I wanted to see that scene again. Like immediately after it was over, I was like, I want to see that. Run that again.
It is stunning. Just think about the fact that none of the water is fucking real. None of that shit. Not the end.
Well, no.
Like majority of it.
Yeah, but that was part of the thing that why this took so long is they had to figure out how to do motion capture underwater.
Yes.
Because there's some. I don't know if it's necessarily all the water's not real, but there's lots of stuff in the news about how everyone had to learn how to free dive and all that stuff. So I think they were shooting that underwater.
No, well, but the water we see in the movie is not real. They used the data. So they started with these kids, 2017. They all got scuba certification. They trained with a free diver.
They mocapped them, right?
Yes. Right. And then they would hold their breath anywhere to 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6. Kate Winslet's record last week, I was wrong. She held her breath for over 7 minutes. And I think she holds the world record beating Tom Cruise, but they had to go down and perform the movements and they take that data and he also had to figure out how to capture underwater mocap versus above the water and seamlessly put it together. But all that shit when they're in the water, we're in the open ocean, none of that shit is like, it's just wild. I'm like, what am I watching? I've never seen anything like this.
Well, look, let's just do this.
No, you haven't. You literally have never seen
anything like this.
Aquaman and Namor.
Yes.
We just saw the two different companies, the two big companies do their version. I mean, this puts it to shame.
Oh my God.
That looks really like embarrasses.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I understand like they have more money and more tech thrown at this, but
time. It was really the amount of time that they had.
Probably as well. It's a different experience.
100%.
It really is. It
100%.
really is.
I agree with all of that. Like, not only the water, just anytime they're able they do a close up of their hands, like especially their faces, and you're like it just feels like you could touch their face.
Yeah.
The eyes, the way the eyes emote, nothing looks ever off.
The hardest thing to do in 3D is teeth, and they were like flawless.
Yeah, everything.
Eyes too. The eyes looked amazing.
I used to think. I mean, I still think Thanos is good, but there are definitely times when you see Thanos, you're like, oh, it takes you out of it a little bit. This never ever took me out of it. And what's crazy is as Rugg said, when they have the humans in there and the Na'vi are 10 feet tall, or 12 feet tall, double their size, and the humans, and it doesn't look weird. It's just like how that, like, it makes you go, how the fuck did he even film that?
You buy it. Every time somebody hugged Spider or like Curie hugged a human, like you could feel the weight of it. It was anytime they picked up the humans.
It's just crazy.
It was wild.
It really is crazy.
It was wild. What some favorite parts? Do we want to talk about the plot? Where do we want to go? Because
we want to go in the plot first.
Yes, the story, like you just said, it's straightforward. It's Quaritch, Stephen Lang. They had a backup of him, and
that was a weird. I didn't. There was things I didn't like about it as well, but I felt like that was really lazy.
They put him in a recombinant Navi, and the rest of there's a blue team. But the irony being, he is now the thing he hates, but also the parallel being he is going through what Jake Sully went through in the first movie, right? Maybe this will give him a little more understanding. Not really. He's simply, the whole movie is Quaritch has a hard on for Jake Sully and his family, and he's just chasing him and trying to kill him. It's kind of like the whole movie. Like, that's it.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's like a cowboy story, like an Obi-Wan, where they did an Obi-Wan where the warrior just wants to protect his family. He's avoiding the fight. He's moving from town to town. And by doing so, he's endangering all those people in that new town.
Yeah.
Because they're just burning shit up. So, I mean, it's a very simple story. It's not, I mean, Marvel has more complicated stories than this. So it's not the most riveting in terms of story. But where Cameron does really well is there's the new characters, which is all the kids and the Metakina tribe.
Yeah.
And because you're spending so much time with each of the kids, you get a feel for each of their personalities, and you start to buy into them. And Cameron does a good job in terms of making the kids feel like they're their age.
Yeah.
Right? Like the little girl acts like a little girl.
Yeah.
The teenagers act like teenagers.
Yep.
The Sigourney Weaver clone acts like a girl that's misunderstood. Like they all act within, reasonable amount of being actually their age. So I think that also helps with the realism of it.
And I was afraid I wouldn't be able to tell a lot of these blue fuckers apart, but I thought they fleshed them out pretty good, and they were pretty distinctive in their personalities, and it came across. And then there's a lot of tropey things like, kids are picking on each other and these little things to move the plot along.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they keep bringing around that little girl and she keeps getting her shit and self in trouble.
Well, the kids never listen. How many times was he like, "You guys stay here, don't get involved," and they never fucking listen and get in trouble?
Yeah, but wouldn't the teenagers be like, "Hey, the little one you can't come with us"?
Yeah, they bring her along always.
They bring her along to everything.
Yeah, the kids.
There's some strange
listen.
writing in this movie,
but you know what? They wave it off. You know how?
How?
Go ahead.
Sullies stick together.
Sullies are family.
That's the whole thing. They keep doing that. Sullies stick together.
Fast and Furious. They go family.
Yeah,
no, the high line is Sullies stick together.
Yeah, and they all say it, and you're almost saying it by the end of the movie. Like you feel the love this family has for each other. I will argue that he's used a simple enough plot to keep things moving, to show us shit we've never seen, and it kind of works to forgive a little bit of the plot holes and shit.
I feel like so the movie begins when the Earthlings come back to Pandora, right? They were driven off, or they realized it was too much of a pain in the ass to try and get the unobtainium, so they left, and they come back, and so we start the movie on the around the time period where the humans return, and now they're back at it again, fighting these guys off. And I did think that it was strange that they didn't bring a new bad guy in. They brought an old bad guy back.
I believe Cameron wants to use Quaritch for all these movies as the villain, and
I think that's a bad idea.
It might be a bad idea.
But I feel like leaning too much on this one bad guy, it makes every movie feel the same. You know what I mean? So, like in Star Wars, they introduced Jabba the Hutt. He's the bad guy.
Right.
You get it, and then you get the Emperor, which is the bad guy in top of the bad guy.
You got Vader, yes.
Yeah, so there's more issues than just one guy. So they should have kind of taken a page from that and kind of started to introduce some other bad guys. And that would give the opportunity for, Stephen Lang's character to possibly be in the gray a little bit more.
I think we might get there, though. I think we're going to see that based on how
it would have been good to world build that in.
Yeah. I will agree. This is his fucking Star Wars. This is a lot like Star Wars. He's world building. He's trying to get you into a whole other world experience, and he's just doing it his way.
I feel like that it runs the risk of too much sameness. Like, I do like this kind of like Jedi thing that they're throwing in there with Sigourney Weaver's
Kiri,
character.
fascinating character, Kiri.
Like she's like Jesus or some kind of messiah character that whatever the life force
Iwa. So is it possible Awa is her? Awa and Grace are the parents, which is why she doesn't breathe. She doesn't need to breathe underwater. She can control the flora and fauna and kind of has powers. She's connected to the planet. That shit is fascinating. I love that. I thought that was great.
So like now you got a Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got, I'd like to see more diversity as far as different alien species. I feel like if there's more to learn in Pandora, it'd be cool.
Well, think about it. We just saw one other tribe, right? Imagine, are there underground tribes? Is there another sky tribe? Like the possibilities are endless where these tribes live.
Yeah, and it'd be cool to see. As I said, there is a risk of it becoming very samey because you have the same bad guy, kind of same things, and even this story was very samey. It's like.
Same story.
They had to go and learn the way of water, just like Sully had to learn the way of the forest last time.
Yep.
So,
and I mean, it's kind of cheesy where he's like, the way of the water connects everything. I'm like, all right, that's good.
Well, whatever. Yeah. It's some kind of bullshit, that like, the mystical bullshit, which was fine. Like, the thing about this movie is that it wasn't entertaining. Yes. Did it have all the goods? Did it have all the effects? Did it have all the fucking bells and whistles? Yeah, but at its core, it doesn't have franchise power.
Right.
Do you want the action figures?
Right.
Do you want to fucking, like, do you have a favorite bad guy? Is the bad guy fucking badass? No, the bad guy's just another Navi.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
So,
and it's always the sky people coming back. To
like, he was cooler as a human than a Navi, in my opinion.
I thought he stole some of the scenes he was stealing. I liked this Quaritch, and especially when he, they backed him up before he died. So he finds his corpse. He does a Hamlet thing.
Imagine he was red though.
Oh, they could have changed his color, but
imagine just do something simple like that. Just make him different.
Yeah, but he wanted to blend in so he could like sneak up on him, even though they're wearing like military gear.
Or maybe he could change his color. Who knows?
I'm with Ruggs. I think. I don't get me wrong. I really like the movie. Like I think it's good. I have my nitpicks though, in that it does feel samey, and I do like the movie ends, and the first movie ends, and it's its own story. Like you tie a bow on that, and they don't need to ever touch that again.
Yeah. This
movie ends, and it's clearly left for a sequel. Like they don't. There's a lot of loose ends, right? But I'm going to myself. I like this movie. Don't get me wrong. I was immersed. But I'm like, how much more left is there to mine already? Like they haven't really introduced. It is just the Na'vi versus the humans.
Yeah,
and the storyline for both has been that, and then the deeper story, or not all that deep, it's on the surface, is just how humans in general just destroy a planet. Like the first one was about destroying the forests, and this one. It is about destroying the ocean and destroying all these tribes, and they go in painful detail of having the whale being hunted and
there's a
showing
whaling
us
thing.
that humans, similar to how humans are in this time, like they don't actually respect the whale. They just use it for their brain matter because it enhances long life. Whereas in our world, we killed whales because we wanted their blubber for oil. Like we didn't really actually want their meat. They're doing all those parallels.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, like, what else? There's clearly more of a story to tell, but, like, 2 movies of humans being bad. Like, it's just, humans are bad. Humans are bad.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we know we're bad, but, yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, the conflict isn't bad. The fact that there's someone trying to take over your planet, that's a sound conflict to have. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing really wrong with that. It's just there needs to be more
variables, right? More variables.
Yeah, there needs to be things that, I mean, they did bring the whale in as the new thing, but how many times can you do that? Like bring some aspect of nature that we like? Is there going to be a volcano next? I don't even know. But like,
you need more threats. You need another threat.
Well, no, they did that. You're right, Ruggs. They did that in the first movie where the animals helped them, and they did it again here where the whale helped them.
Yep.
Yeah, so they got to add more dimensions to it. And some of that could be done easily by introducing a new bad guy that's different. Because, like, think about it. You have all these toys at your disposal. You have the fact that they can do genetic shit. They have, robotics. They have all kinds of machinery. And then on this planet, you got all kinds of alien species. And now you got a Jedi that can fucking waterbend or whatever, command, animals to do their bidding and shit. So let's start amping that up. Like, let's start because if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, you got how many more movies we got of this?
At least
it's 3, maybe 4. There could be as many as 6.
Will I go for the immersive experience? Yeah, probably for the immersive 3D experience and the great action sequences. Yeah, but will it be a classic franchise? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Yet.
I mean, does the story, is it all spectacle and no story? But I feel like he is pushing the medium and using this medium to its absolute fullest.
Yeah, but that's James Cameron. Like, if you take James Cameron out of this movie, it's dead in the water.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. The movie is, no, you're absolutely, he's pushed it to the limit. Like, it literally doesn't get any better, I don't think, than what he's showing on screens in terms of movie magic. But when you strip it away, that's what this movie's hanging its hat on. Now, it's a great place to hang your hat because this is the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that sets a high bar for the movie already. But I completely agree. I think right now it's still a very simple conflict, 2D conflict, and I would like to see... Like, I think they're building towards Quaritch actually having a redemptive arc.
Possibly, yeah.
Because of, his son pulling pulling him out, and he's learning the Na'vi, and it'd be like kind of a nice parallel for by being the thing he hates, he learns who he is, he evolves into something different. So I could see them being at a point where they potentially have Quaritch and Jake on the same side, but you would have to introduce another aspect to this.
Yeah. Is it Edie Falco? She's still alive, so maybe she comes back and she's even more hardcore. The
Who's
general.
Edie Falco? Oh,
Edie Falco from Sopranos. She played the general, and she was the one sipping coffee on the ship.
That character was a nothing character. They're not bringing that character back. I don't even remember who that is.
She was the general running the fucking thing.
No, that character. No one knows who that character is.
If they do make Edie Falco the main big bad, I'm like, no, I don't think that's.
Well, I mean, the spider thing was fascinating because at one point I thought he was going to turn Spider.
That's what I thought,
right? And Spider was going to be on his side, and he reluctantly does save Quaritch from the bottom of the ocean. But then that whole part where, like, he's been growing up with Neytiri, and I guess there's been some tension before. He's been growing up with the Sullys.
She doesn't like him.
She doesn't like him. She almost sacrificed. She's like, I'll fucking kill your son. Yeah. So if he's gonna go back and live with him, like, they're gonna have to talk about that.
Well, he saw the video that she killed his father.
Yeah, she killed his father.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, not to take this too much, but I do want to. We've been harping on the how visually stunning it is, but the other big thing that Cameron's known for is the action, and that third extended battle is a freaking amazing action.
Dude, the climax is like an hour long at the end of this movie, lot like Titanic.
When Neytiri is like bow and arrowing guys through the chest while she's like holding someone, and like,
oh, it's fucking great.
Like, I don't know what like their version of martial arts is, but she's like killing multiple people at the same time. I'm just like, this is fucking insane that I'm watching a fucking 12-foot blue woman kick ass like this, and it looks right. It looks believable.
You buy it, yeah.
Yeah, they get tossed too. They get like manhandled.
And dude loses his arm. That was hilarious.
Oh my god! When he gets his arm caught, I'm going. They're not doing that in PG-13. And then his fucking arm flies off. I'm like, oh my god! And they built her that. It was because the whale had lost its fin.
Oh yeah, he lost his right. It was clipped.
But I didn't think they would cut off the guy's arm on a PG-13 movie.
Did you catch any feels during the movie?
Oh, I kind of did a little bit. That was my question: is did you connect to these characters? Did we actually emotionally connect? Some people were fucking crying at the end because of the death of the one.
Like, did
son.
you have any emotional reaction, whether relating to the characters or not?
I actually had more of an emotional reaction. I didn't have like cry or anything, but I had more of an emotional reaction to them, the extended scene where they're hunting the whale.
Oh yeah,
and then you realize, the baby calf's gone, and then the baby calf also dies.
that was rough.
That was like watching like a documentary of them hunting a killer whale or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a gut punch.
Yeah. I didn't want any of the kids to die, and they played with my emotions. And then when that one fucking does die, I was like, no. But what got me, the action bookends are great, but I fucking love the middle of the movie, just them learning how to ride those things, how to breathe underwater, the fucking wonder, the bioluminescence in this.
What about the shark attack?
That was pretty dope too. That's right, that giant fucking.
See, I liked all that, but I actually took a piss break, and when I came back, they were still on that scene, which made me think it's a little too long. They don't.
Well,
I think Cameron. I think those scenes are they're stunning, but I think for me those scenes are Cameron's just kind of like showing off a little bit. Like he likes to show how technically marvelous this is by having you linger in the ocean and I'm just going, those are great, but the movie's 3 hours and 10 minutes. we don't need this to be 3 hours and 10 minutes. We've discussed ad nauseum how simple of a story this really is.
But I did love the whole Loak bonding with the whale. Both of them are outcast.
Yeah, that's good.
And the fact that thing was all fake was fucking wild because it looked so real. And then when he goes into the mouth and connects and he learns why he's an outcast. And then I was fucking cheering when he comes in for the save. Like, there's
awesome.
a fucking Free Willy. I was like, yeah, and he's flopping around and tossing the ball around. I was fuck him up. Fuck him up, Tolkien.
When he's on top of the ship and they're shooting at him and he's still like hitting him with his fins and like knocking people off, and then he flops off of that thing. And I was like, that's fucking badass.
Fucking
Only
great.
James Cameron can do that.
James Cameron makes it almost believable that a whale and people with bow and arrows and one guy with a machine gun can take out an entire ship of Marines with machine guns. And like, I was going, this is freaking awesome, but what the fuck was the point of making Quaritch and all his goons Na'vi if they can't fucking defend a ship as Na'vi with fully automatic weapons against a guy with a bow and arrow?
Yeah, they have all the missiles and weapons and ammo, don't they?
Well, shouldn't they they're already trained military,
right?
And now they're Na'vi, which means they're like enhanced humans. They're just as strong as Jake, but they have military training, and they still can't fucking defend that ship.
Maybe they're not used to their bodies. I don't know. They just got into
a little
their
unbelievable,
bodies.
but it's freaking awesome to watch live.
I love the Na'vi where raiding the fucking human shipments and trains, and now they have weapons, and they're them just flying in and out of the water and shooting with these fucking things.
Those were believable because they were like attacking from the sky, but the one where they're coming straight at him in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to talk about that train scene real quick. Let's hear it. My mind. So I saw it in 3D, and if you saw it in 3D, the frame rate was higher frame rate.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing: he used two frame rates. All the above water stuff is 24 frames per second. The underwater stuff he doubled to 48 frames per second.
Well, that's not true.
No,
because I noticed the frame rate on that train sequence. And that higher frame rate actually worked to the detriment of that scene because if you play video games, everything's 30 to 60 frames per second. So having the 3D glasses on and it running at that frame rate, it being made from 3D graphics, it felt like a video game in that moment. I think that after I got adjusted to it for a while, I kind of started to accept it, but there were, especially that beginning period, looked very video game.
You know, it's funny you say that because I saw the movie and my friend Ed, who I think contributes. I'm not sure if he does. Ed, contribute to our Patreon if you don't. He mentioned after the movie, and he plays a lot of video games. He said it was distracting for him, the frame rate at times.
I've heard that complaint in the underwater. Honestly, it didn't bother the frame rate issue. Yeah, I didn't notice it either. Maybe it's because I don't play a lot of frame rate video games.
Same.
But the underwater stuff was just so clear and stunning. Like, I thought the shit looked good in Black Panther. That's muddy as fuck. compared to this. And really, that underwater mocap performance makes all the difference. It felt grounded. It felt real. I love that they communicated using hand signals and not like talking like they do in the other movies. Like that it just makes more sense. And just the way the water like would drip off their face and the reflection. So holy shit. I was just like, this is fucking crazy.
I even like that he evolved the Metacaina for their environment. They had, tails that could propel them in water, bigger forearms.
Yeah, they got like little fins on their forearms.
Builds were completely different too. They had like more of like a swimmer's body with like a larger trap.
They all look like Michael Phelps. They all had Michael Phelps.
Yeah, they were like joking around, like
he's
so skinny. Yeah, look at him.
Look at his little tail. But that's that's kind of cute. The discrimination. They're picking on him because they got 4 fingers and not 3 or 5. Sorry, and they have 4 or 3. Yep. They have 4. Right.
4. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right.
If you count the thumb, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm just saying the main fingers were 3. But and then them bonding over that and getting together and the Metcaina taking them in was great.
What do you think about the Lion King?
What was the Lion King part?
Where they hold up the baby.
Oh yeah, in the water.
Like some guy in the theater was like,
to the whale. Yeah. It's like hair. I mean, and they all have, the tokens are their spirit animals, and that's the ecological side of this. So it's kind of Moby Dick. I love how you saw hints of aliens, of Terminator 2, of Titanic, of Abyss, and like Vietnam shit, where Quaritch is like torching the fucking.
Yeah. Well, even when they land on the planet and you see the hellfire
burst. Yeah, that was why I was like, holy shit, look at that. Just destroying everything.
Cameron visually knows how to play with your heartstrings.
What do you think? Would you rather him be doing something else or keep doing this?
That's a good question. That's like he is
it's my whole thing I was debating when I was watching this. I was like, this guy's so talented. Why is he doing this?
Someone else said that too. Someone online, I forget who, was like having that same debate of, I appreciate what he's doing here, but man, it's been it's basically 20 years of his life that he's dedicated to Avatar when he could have maybe dedicated that to 2 or 3 other projects at the same time.
You know what? But I bet it's been longer than that. And he's, this is a man who clearly loves being underwater. He's been to the Titanic. He's experimented with underwater stuff. So if I feel like this is a thing from when he was a child, he started dreaming of this world. And for him to create plants and animals and a whole ecosystem and finally bring it to life now that technology has caught up, I can feel his passion in this.
100%.
I'm okay with him doing this for the next however many years.
The thing is, he's passionate about this, but at some point, again, I really like the movie, but at some point, the passion has also got to be in the story.
Yes.
His passion right now, I would say 75% of his passion is creating this world in the world and being immersed in it. Like there's got to be the third movie, I would hope, has to be more than just another paint by numbers plot.
I think he got a little more care for the characters in this one than the first one. But if you think about a movie like Terminator 2, but they're human characters, but all those characters are so well defined and so dynamic and complex, and the conflict's amazing, right? But they're human characters.
That plot is also much more complicated than this plot.
Yes. The plot is more complex. It's an amazing world he's created. But it's like balancing the two. Like, I'm like, does the story even matter? But then does it not make it a movie and make it just a glorified screensaver, VFX reel?
I think a lot of this rests on Jake Sully and how interesting he is as a character, and he's not that interesting. And you could easily do that test where you're like, who's more interesting, Caesar from Planet of the Apes or Jake Sully?
Right.
And you're like, oh,
Caesar.
It's a fucking monkey.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. Even Jake Sully, if you could even do that test, Jake Sully and Natiri, Jake Sully and his kid, the second oldest kid,
Loak.
Like, yeah, I feel like all those characters, I'm like, I'd rather hang out with those characters than Jake Sully. And I think that comes down to the fact that I don't think Sam Worthington's all that charismatic of an actor.
Well, he really didn't give Natiri and Sully too much to do, but they focused on the kids.
What's Natiri do? Like, she's badass and she's always nervous about everything.
Yes.
Like, that's not like a great thing to rally behind, other than, she's like very capable and badass and scary in that way. But
that's a good point.
So like Caesar or whatever, or any other
the Terminator
guy that
yeah.
Like there's something that's so unique about them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing. I would even almost say I'm more, even though he's a fucking terrible character, I'm more drawn already to Quaritch's character than I am to
a little
Jake
bit like
Sully.
that. Yeah, that was interesting
because he's a guy that was a soldier and now is brought back to the thing he hates, and now is like living a new life, having like this weird identity thing where he's a different person, but then he also feels like the same person, and he's like that scene right where he has the kid and he's like, that's not my kid. And then when she's about to kill him, he's like, stop. Like, he's having that internal conflict. And I think that's way more interesting. That's why I want to see him have his arc play out in these movies. Like, Jake Sully's just like, he's kind of vanilla. He's just a guy. Just a badass soldier. That's it.
Badass soldier, and he's a family. Now he's a dad.
Family man. He's dad.
Somebody brought up the irony that, like, if Spider didn't save Quaritch, they could have just fucking made another one, right? I don't even know if it mattered, or is that going to change this Quaritch that his son or the kid he disowned saved him? I don't know. But, like,
well,
if he died, if he drowned, they would have just made another fucking one.
Listen, the kid's a white dude with dreadlocks. He's got to do whatever he can to
cultural appropriation,
make up for that. So if he has to save his, redeem his dad, a
lot of hissing. Though. They all like to hiss. The hissing.
I will say the one standout thing that was like, oh, this isn't that great. This is just my opinion. Is I didn't think that kid for the kid playing Spider was that great.
Spider
Actor.
Yeah, he's all right. He
had a lot of the same.
He
look
never
in his
wanted
face.
to put a pair of pants on. This kid.
Listen, let me tell you,
Baby Tarzan is what we were calling him.
No, here's the thing. Look, my nephew, like my brother-in-law's kid. He's got a kid. He's about 5. This kid, never wears clothes. He just has underwear. The minute he gets home, he takes all his clothes off. He's always. And I'm like, kid, at some point, you're gonna have to put some clothes on. Like, I don't know how much longer this can go on.
One of my good friends' son is like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
And he loves going to water parks and taking off his swimsuit.
Oh, taking everything off.
Just be like,
Yes.
There used to be a guy that we used to hang out. We used to call him Nicky Nude because he always took his shirt off.
Imran, weren't you known for doing this type of thing in music videos?
Imran gets naked all the time.
It wasn't music videos. It was student films, and I did get naked. But it wasn't like, no, my fucking nephew, dude, at birthday parties, he'll like take off his clothes and play with his fucking penis in front of everyone. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, I know
That's different.
only a 5-year-old can get away with
calling
this.
the cops immediately.
It was. I'm like, this is bad. Like, this is a lot of people here, and he'll just do it. So I don't know. So sometimes
I know about the penis.
you live in that's happened. I was like, what are you doing? But you live in the fucking the forest, people. You don't need clothes. You're just swinging around. But any other standout characters? I thought Kiri looking like Sigourney Weaver was crazy, and the fact that she's playing this like 14-year-old kid.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I thought that worked.
I feel like
pretty
that.
Good.
I disagree. I think that's the most strange looking model out of all of them
Because it looks too real, or not too real, too much like a human.
No, I feel like it looked too cartoony. Because she has like the little anime nose, and everybody else has like the thicker nose. It's more like
she does look like a cat, right? Kinda?
She's got the thin nose. Yeah, she's got like a thin, pointy nose almost.
Like her eyes are bigger and her nose is smaller, so it makes her look more cartoony.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And her head's a weird shape. So I felt like that was a weird design.
Well, I heard that Sigourney had a little input in the design. Originally, Kiri was going to be like a really pretty, perfect, made-up character, and she's like, no, it'd be like a messy 14-year-old, and so they kind of made her a mess. If you notice, everyone else has like, perfect hair and shit, and her hair is all messy. But
standout scenes. No, I mean, the whole movie is just, it's the movie, even more so than the first one, is so reliant on the Na'vi. Like the first one would cut back to Jake Sully and being human, but this one is all Na'vi, really, and it's fucking amazing in terms of just
stunning.
It's the best. I can honestly say it's the best you'll ever see in terms of CGI at this moment in movie history. I think it's the best. I don't see anything better. There's not been. I don't think there's ever been a better motion capture performance. Or
no, I don't know who has the resources.
The only thing that's close, is the freaking Apes movies.
Well, Gollum was really good also in
but
Lord of the
Gollum,
Rings.
that's 20 years ago. Like, you look at that Gollum now compared to this. This is the best.
Yeah, it's true.
But I mean,
it's good for its time. But every year it's going to get better. But this is definitively the best. Whereas Marvel makes stuff all the time. You never say, oh, that's the fucking best.
Yeah.
No, so many times, especially now that they're cutting corners and stuff. Like, you'll see some shit that looks really janky a lot of the time. It doesn't quite blend in.
We just watched She-Hulk and we were like,
yes,
we'll take it.
It's kind of
we'll take it. And you got an 8-foot green woman. In this one, you got 12-foot blue people, and they look
lots of
5 times better.
Yeah.
So,
and none of them were shaking their ass like Megan Thee Stallion.
Nobody was twerking. I missed that. They should have made the Navi twerk.
Well, if they're shaking their ass, like that's probably why the CGI wasn't as good, because that's harder to produce. At twerking like that's pretty difficult.
It's a high frame rate. Kate Winslet, almost like unrecognizable as like the matriarch of.
Would have had no idea that was Kate Winslet,
right? The Metcalina, Cliff Curtis,
the prego.
You can kind of see
one.
Cliff Curtis. Oh, I love that she was pregnant. James Cameron's like, I'm going to put a female pregnant warrior. I love that moment where they're about to go fight, and the Cliff Curtis character is like, maybe you should sit this out, and she just grabs the spear. She goes, I ride, and she's like, she don't take no shit. Badass.
Remember when the kid gets hurt and the fucking humans come to try and help out, and then she comes in and she's like, get the fuck out of here. She's like, what does she say to them? Like, leave now.
She's like,
you do nothing.
Got plants and herbs and potions to fix him.
Yeah. There was a funny line in there. I forget what it was, but everyone laughed in that moment.
Apparently there's a comic book, also a 3-part by Dark Horse, that kind of explains the gap that the movie jumps through in the beginning, where it jumps ahead between them returning. Or
that's unnecessary.
Well, it explains more about certain things in some of the other avatars, and more like the relationship between the Tiri and Spider. Why it's so. Yeah.
What about that whale juice?
Yeah, Amritar. They have replaced unobtainium with Amritar, and it is kind of sad that they just suck the fucking juice out.
Unobtainium to like fucking. Unagium.
Yeah,
Unagium. I know that, and he was like, "This is worth $80 million," and I was like, "That's not really not that much." And this is the future.
Elon can buy all of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is way in the future.
If you had juice that could keep you from ever aging, that would be. I mean, that people would pay all the money in the world for that,
right? It's live forever juice.
Yeah, $80 million.
I was like, only? It seems like
we're in a recession, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, I love how Quaritch crushes his own skull like Hamlet, and also reminded me of Terminator 2 when the fucking robots are crushing skulls, right? But there's little hints of all his like the greatest hits, like that end scene was like the greatest hits of James Cameron, all put together.
But that scene was some convenient ass writing, by the way.
Oh, there's a lot of convenient writing.
Where they like, all converge on the spot where he dies. For some reason, they're all hanging out there.
Which one? Where who dies?
Like where Quaritch is the mech where he dies in the old shack.
Oh yeah,
they're just there at the same exact time that these guys are there.
Oh yeah.
And the Sky people have come. So like, the Sky people are here. So let's go back to the place where the last time we saw them.
And there's some repetitive shit, like the kids get handcuffed to the railing, then they're freed, and then they get handcuffed again to the fucking railing.
She even says it.
Yes.
He's like, how come I'm still awake?
Oh, yeah, the girl says, like, not again. Like, you keep something along the lines of, like, I keep getting handcuffed. The little kid. Everyone laughed in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, that third act. The thing is, too, is, like, that third act was happening, and it kept going, and I was enjoying it. But I also remembered it was a 3-hour movie, and I had lost track of where we were at in the 3-hour movie. So even when Jake Sully chokes out Quaritch, I'm like, I don't know where we're at. I think maybe there might be another third. Like, I was like,
is it still going?
Are we still do we have another act after this? I didn't know where we were at because I couldn't get a sense of that third act of when it was going to end.
Yeah, it was weird. I felt like it was stapled on a little bit, but
yeah, it was great though. I mean, I like the action. My friend Justin, who was sitting next to me at one point, was just like, "Holy fuck!" Like, whew, some of this action.
I kind of wanted it to go on. I was sad when it ended. I was like, I could do more. But where do we leave off at the end? Jake says, to protect the Metcalina, we're going to leave. And they're like, no, you are one of us now. You know the way of the water. so he doesn't have to leave, and then it ends on the shot of the eyes, just like the ending of the first movie.
No. There's more.
There's more. What else happened?
So wait. Before that, so Quaritch has been saved.
Right, by Spider.
Quaritch has been saved. We still don't really know where Sigourney Weaver's come from.
Right.
The Immaculate Conception.
Right.
And it ends with Neytiri convincing Jake that they can't run anymore and that they have to start.
Oh, they got to take a stand. That's right.
They got to take a stand and be active in their protection and actually attack the humans.
Oh, and then there's the burial scene of the sun underwater in those fucking glowy anemone things. That was kind of beautiful. Right. That was right. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, but it ends with them being like, we can't run anymore. We have to fucking fight them now.
So they're going to take a stand. What is Quaritch going to do? Are all his dudes dead?
So predictions. How do you think this plays out? What do you think they're going to bust out for the next film? Like, what do you think it is going to go? I mean, obviously the story is going to progress with them fighting, and we already alluded to Quaritch probably doing a turn and maybe being in the gray area instead of just being 100% bad.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think happens in the next two? How many movies they're going to make?
Three and four. Well, at least three. Yeah. 3 is definitely coming out. 4, I think Cameron has said that 4 will come out if 2 and 3 do well.
Right.
So, yeah, I think Quaritch is going to have some sort of Darth Vader-esque return. Not like I'm his father, you're my father or whatever, but some sort of where he starts a turn. I think they got to introduce another rogue Na'vi, like a Na'vi, a wild card Na'vi that like can be bought, but also like can't be trusted.
I
don't know. That's the thing is like, I don't really know what he has in mind. I don't feel like there's a ton there.
So some of the stuff I read is possibly in 4 or 5 they may return to Earth.
Oh.
We've only seen two clans on the Na'vi, so maybe the fight goes somewhere else, and maybe Quaritch does start to sympathize and maybe appreciate that, like, he's in a better body and he's free now. He can do all this crazy shit. I read this story that's saying the current cut of Avatar 3 he has is apparently 9 hours long.
Oh, shit.
So he's either got to cut that down by half or split it into 2 movies. We could have 6 Avatars when all is said and done. But I believe they finished already shooting and working on the 3rd one for 2024.
Yeah, they filmed it simultaneously, apparently, during 2.
Back to back with a lot of underwater training. Fuck, stunning. I want to go back there. I just keep thinking, like, I want to go back there. I want that feeling again.
All right, this is my prediction.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
All right, so you're going to have another time jump. We're going to get there, okay. And Spider's going to be, like, in the military. Like, with his hair is going to be cut. He's going to be wearing a military uniform. And he's going to try and put the reins on his dad. Try and get his dad to, like, not be such a dick. Hopefully there's going to be some new technology that they are able to use, whatever. Now, in the meantime, the Na'vi are going to be attacking and taking all their tech, and they're going to become more tech savvy. And all of a sudden, you're going to see the Na'vi like start to like kind of just like the Indians accelerated when we introduced horses to them and shit.
They're going to get
and
more,
all that stuff. And all of a sudden that they were like advancing very quickly. And so I think it's going to play off that whole thing because James Cameron said like in an interview that Avatar is like an allegory for United States and like the conquest of this land. So,
right.
So first the humans come, they strip it for all the gold, just like the unobtainium.
Mm-hmm.
Then they come back to start settling it. And then there's those quarrels. And then like the Indians start to kind of like, make peace with some factions of the humans.
Well, I mean, that's my question: is there a situation where the humans can live together with the Na'vi? But like, then they have to live inside? They can't breathe the fucking air, and they got to wear these masks outside. Do they just live inside for the rest of their lives on this if they colonize the planet?
Well, they got to terraform it, right? So they got to like put domes up or something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, a tribe that would be on the side of the humans would be fucking interesting.
I'm calling this right now. So Sigourney Weaver,
yes,
is got the power to talk to the universe or whatever, the world,
the whole planet, yeah.
And the planet's gonna fucking just fucking shit out a giant kaiju that's going to take out the whole fucking.
That would be amazing. But yeah, where does he go with the tech after pulling this amazing underwater mocap? Like, what else can you do? I think.
I mean, the tech, even like the little spider things that were in the water.
Oh, the
was all
crab
like, holy
things
shit.
are great. Yeah, the crab fucking
crabs.
ships.
Oh, remember when that fucking, like, that little thing that started filling up with water because it got fucked up and you felt like you were in the fucking thing with them, drowning?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
He makes you feel claustrophobic in that moment.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Absolutely. When they run out of air, every time they're running out of air.
I mean, he's when it comes to directing, he's the best. He's one of the best.
That's why he's an asshole.
Yeah, and he can be,
he is an asshole too. Yes. There was a video of him. It's funny you mentioned that. There was a video of him where he like walked out of somewhere and fans were like trying to get his autograph and he walked into the car and they started booing because they'd been, I guess, waiting.
Oh,
and
shit.
He rolls down the window and sticks his middle finger out the window as they're booing him.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you.
It's amazing. So many people I've heard go, I can't stand the guy, but I love his movies. I can't wait to see this.
I mean, he is an immense asshole. I mean, he pot shots Marvel all the time.
Yeah.
Really, almost like unprompted.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that he's working for Disney.
Right.
Right.
You know, so he's shitting on one of their biggest properties. But there's the stories about him in England and working when he was filming Aliens. Like everyone hated him.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely an asshole. But a lot of people, a lot of people that are really good at their craft are assholes. There's a lot of people that are singularly focused on one thing and being fantastic at it.
Yep.
You look at like athletes.
Yep.
You look at artists. All sorts of musicians. A lot of them are fucking assholes.
Yeah, it's true. It kind of sometimes it comes with
that singular focus, right?
Yeah,
like they have a very high.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you want good movies or do you want a nice guy directing? I don't think you can get both.
You can't have both. No.
Yeah, you got Judd Apatow's a nice guy, but he makes
yeah. I'll take the good movies, I guess, since I never have to like deal with the guy myself. But man, I wonder what the set was like on this. How much he put him through a lot, right? And he's dealing with kids. And the irony. So like on set, he has this camera that uses AI to visualize all the mocap live so he could see it. The actors could see it. Like he had to invent this crazy thing. So the irony that the man makes T2, which is a story about machines taking over the world. And now he's relying on machines to change the future of cinema. I think that's fucking fascinating also. Does this push forward cinema? I think it does in certain ways now that he's broke this technology.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he did that with Avatar, right?
Yeah,
there was a spree of 3D and mocap became even bigger. Like I don't think there was a ton of mocap until Avatar came out, and now Marvel does it all the time.
The 3D thing is interesting because it didn't really there was like a big initial sweep of 3D, but it was all like garbage, and then it just kind of fucking went away. So I wonder what's going to happen now where people see the 3D.
The thing is like to do what Cameron's doing, that schedule doesn't work for most studios.
Right. No one's going to give you 5 fucking years to work.
No one's
going
to give you, I mean, this is, 12 years, 13 years between sequels. He was probably working on this since 2017, so 5 years. Like that timeline just doesn't work for most studios. No one has that kind of patience. You have to be James Cameron to get that kind of, you have to be James Cameron or Christopher Nolan or Scorsese.
But the fact that, like, I read Weta made 57 new species of sea creatures for the movie. He is creating cultures and species and just, it's like, it's crazy. And I bet there's so much more. This is just the iceberg. The glowing, the bioluminescence on their face, like when it gets dark, you see these freckles light up, the shit on the whales. Fucking mesmerizing. Just like I wanted to reach out and touch it. It was so good. I don't know. It's crazy. I want to go back there. All right, here, let's do this. Let's rate the movie and rank it, I think, amongst Cameron movies, maybe?
Sure.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Anthony.
8 out of 10.
Okay.
8 out of 10.
Okay.
I don't think it's better than the first one in terms of the first one's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, although we've got 13 years later, probably improved technology. I still think the first one is just a singular experience. Rank it amongst Cameron movies. I haven't seen every Cameron movie.
Okay,
but
the ones you see.
I would say I still like T2 better. I still think I like the first Avatar and I like Titanic better. I'd say it's fourth.
What about Aliens? Where does that land?
Oh, fuck. I like Aliens better. So fifth. It's top 5 for me.
Okay.
Of his movies.
Okay. Ruggs, how about you?
It's definitely in the top 5 of his films. Not in the top. You know, he's got Aliens. He's got Terminator, Terminator 2. All those movies that are up ahead of it. No problem. But Avatar, or do I like Avatar or this better? I think they're tied for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're both great, and they're both great for different reasons. I think the first one gets a lot of criticism for being like Fern Gully or whatever, but that whole like send a person into the other society and then they become sympathetic to them, like that's a tale as old as this time, and like many movies do it, like The Last Samurai and this and that. So, you know, I can't fault them for using, like, you know, Batman is a rich kid, fucking fights crime, and Tony Stark does the same thing. There's a million heroes that do the same story. So a lot of revenge stories are the same. They're all based off Hamlet. So I can't fault it, but I'm going to give it an 8.5 because I haven't had a theater experience like that since Spider-Man, that No Way Home.
Yeah.
But this was completely different.
Right.
Like,
or Endgame. Right. Like, yeah.
No Way Home was like, oh, I can't believe they're doing this because, you know, of the implications of studio crossovers. This is, I couldn't believe what they were just doing because it was being done so well.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen fucking action scenes, but this was done on another level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you raised the bar again. So I'm going to give it 8.5.
Let me just say real quick too, my 8 out of 10, like this isn't 8 out of 10 comparing to 80s action movie or something.
Right.
You know, like this is a strong fucking 8.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I get that. No, I was just stunned and going, what the fuck am I watching? It got me. I actually like it better than the first one because a lot like Terminator 2, the way Cameron can expand his world on things, I think he did a good job with the new clan expanding this whole experience. And man, the movie did something to me. Like I was just in it the whole time, did not feel the length. I'm gonna give it.
How high were you?
I just a little bit. Man, dude, if you shroom and watch this, I can't imagine. Take some edibles. Next time I go, I'm gonna go again because I want to go back there. The experience was a singular, amazing experience, just like you said, Ruggs, up there with like Endgame and Spider-Man: No Way Home. And it was just fucking mesmerizing.
It's not a perfect film, but I mean, the experience that you have in the theater, like it's worth going to the theater to see it. It's worth going to the theater to have the experience. I'm contemplating seeing it in 4D if it's out there. Right?
I recommend 3D IMAX all the way is probably the best way to see this. As far as where it ranks among his movies, I'm with you guys. Aliens and T2 are fucking damn near perfect movies. And it's because character, a little bit more character, right? A little bit more story. But then I would put this just under those. It is an incredible accomplishment. It is something you've never seen before. And he does he does deliver, dude. You can't bet against the camera. When he says he's going to do it, he's going to fucking do it. So 8.5. I'm going to give it 8.5.
There you go.
And definitely, do you think it makes $2 billion?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Really?
I don't know if it's going to have the legs to last that long.
This is really weird right now because we got COVID. It's spiking up again.
Yeah, but nothing's really out right now. We have the Christmas weekend coming up. That's when a lot of people go to see. I think word of mouth is going to be really good on this.
It's 3 hours long, and that's always a deterrent, too.
That is true.
If James Cameron just made a 2-hour fucking movie.
I didn't have to pee once, which was amazing. I did.
Me neither. I didn't. I was like, I pee-proofed myself.
Yeah, I didn't drink anything like the whole day. I was like, I'm going to dehydrate myself.
I just put tampons in my fucking...
I got some Depends. But fuck, again, Cameron gives you something only Cameron can. I think that we can all agree on.
Yeah. Yep.
something that's
Look,
not
there's
going
to be people who don't like this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Say it's too long and stupid.
Yeah.
Fine, but you're missing out on something.
I've seen.
You have to at least. I can totally see if you don't like the movie because of story or plot.
Yeah.
But if you don't like the movie and you say it's visually it doesn't look great, like I think you're way off base.
Yeah, I've seen the hate on this
You have to at
movie.
least
It's crazy.
acknowledge that this is a fucking wondrous movie to watch and look at.
Yeah, and it is a reason to go to the theater. Absolutely. All right, let's do some news from the nation. Got some comments about the movie from our listeners.
It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Quick and to the point. I like it. Yeah, the spoiler thread comments were interesting. There's a lot of people bagging on this movie, I think.
You must have deleted them because I don't see them in here.
Oh, what? Really? No, I didn't delete anything. So
No, I'm saying I don't see them in the news from the nation. You didn't copy them.
they're in
No,
there.
they're there.
They're there.
Are they?
Refresh that page. Refresh your notes.
I only see 3-4 comments.
That's only the ones that were relevant to people I think who saw the movie. You want me to read the bad ones?
Well,
Not the
only
bad
if they had
ones,
seen
but
the movies, but if they hadn't seen the movie, then no, don't read it.
I feel like there wasn't. I'm just picked out the ones.
There's a lot of people who have an axe to grind with James Cameron because he's been talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I could understand that you're like, fuck this old bastard, but
yeah,
he's a fucking master.
All right,
Like,
I'll give you. Look,
what are you gonna do?
I'll give you both sides of this. Then here, basically, first Nick Shev just said it won't be as good as True Lies. He also said in response to our True Lies review, he commented, "If you think Avatar is better than this, then you're delusional." So Nick Shev, he's a big. I think it's better than True Lies. He's a big True Lies fan. Dave Maresca commented, "They effectively titled it Flush, and people are clamoring to see it. We have reached critical stupid as a society. Seriously, why does anyone give a shit about this?"
I don't know if he'd seen the movie.
I don't think he's seen the movie. Joe
yeah.
St. John says Cameron set up his own demise by hyping this film as much as possible.
That's possible.
That's possible. But not everybody felt that way. Blake Braden chiming in saying, "Y'all can hate on this movie if you want, but I thought it was pretty good, better than the first. Felt the pacing was good, visually outstanding. If you can get over the 3.5 hour environmental ad, then I think you'll enjoy it." And then he continues saying, "I really do beg you not to go in with any bias against this film based on the first movie or Cameron. Whatever you think about him, I rated the first Avatar 4 out of 10. This movie flows better than the first one."
Let me make one comment.
Yeah.
I think it was I don't think Cameron needed to go by promoting this movie bash Marvel. I don't know if that really helped you.
Right.
Yeah, but at least he put on the brown shirt and pants, got in the brown truck, and like UPS, he fucking delivered on what he was going to talk. He's shit talking.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, it's one thing. He did deliver a spectacle that was worthy of seeing in the theater. So
it does kind of back up his shit talk a little bit.
It backs it up, but at the end of the day, you still got to make the money.
It's not necessary.
He doesn't have to do that. He shouldn't do that.
I don't think he can help himself. He's just that kind of guy, right?
No, I'm just saying it. I don't know if you shitting all over Marvel makes you any more money than you would have made.
No, it actually probably
it's gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Blowback.
All he had to say was like, "Look, I love all these movies. They're doing great for cinema, but this is going to be something special."
Sure.
Lyle Pringle says, "As you thought, I saw the first movie. I attempted. Does that count? 2 to 3 times. Each time I watched it, I slept at the same spot in the movie, all the way to the credits. Oh, that was an awesome yawn." See, I don't think he saw the second movie either. So, but then Scott Swangorum comes in saying, "Wow, that movie was fantastic. Can't wait to see it again. Super fun and immersive, especially in 3D. Not 100% sure why the 13-year wait for the sequel, but I was happy to get it. I thought the original was great as well. Quite a cinematic experience. Theater was packed." Yeah, my theater was packed. The people applauded at the end, which is something I hadn't.
Yeah, we had a claps at the end.
Yeah,
too.
I hadn't seen that. That hasn't happened in a while. So Cameron's definitely giving people a chance, a reason to go back to the movie, and I like it. I think it's better than the first one.
Like, do you feel like a Cameron simp? Like, that are we blind?
I mean, we're Marvel shills and we're Cameron simps? No, the guy is bringing you some groundbreaking stuff. And as far as blockbuster movies go, he has proven time and time again that he is the king of the blockbuster.
I've freely been like, Cameron's being an asshole. Like, why is he saying criticizing Marvel.
Yeah.
I've said that on the show. Like, I've been against him criticizing Marvel, and I still am like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just feel like he created a bunch of stuff, and his track record is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And I even was very skeptical of this movie, and it won me over. So I'm like, give the man credit. That's all I'm saying.
As the kids would say, give that man his flowers.
Oh, that's what they're saying now? Flowers?
Oh, yeah.
Flowers.
Give that man his flowers. Give him his flowers.
Give him all the flowers.
Is it not that he ate? No, he didn't eat. He's eating.
He's eating.
Oh,
What?
Is that one of them now? What is it? That he ate.
He really? That's a saying?
That might be something I've never heard.
Yo, Cameron ate in this movie. What the fuck? Okay.
Give that man his flowers, man.
Give this man. You cannot deny his talent, his vision, his follow through, his fucking passion, his commitment. Like it's
all there.
It's quite a thing. Okay, let's slide into what are we watching, because we're gonna go to two extremes of crazy old school Hollywood guards. Right? You got Cameron, who is doing everything is CGI, everything's fake to the extreme, and it looks amazing. At the other end of the spectrum, you have 60-year-old Tom Cruise doing insane fucking shit for Mission Impossible 7. If you saw this movie in IMAX, there is a featurette before it in IMAX detailing. In the trailer, you see this stunt where Cruise is on a bike and he jumps the bike off a cliff into a base jump, releasing the bike, doing a free fall base jump. They played this like.
No, this movie hasn't come out yet.
It hasn't, but that's in the trailer.
Right.
But they played this featurette where they showed you how they were doing this stunt. They built this ramp on top of this cliff, had to helicopter all the pieces in, took them months. And at first, you see Tom Cruise fly by on a helicopter, and as they pass the end of the ramp, he just fucking jumps off the helicopter.
What the fuck? I'm watching this now.
Yes, just to see the height. Before that, he did several dry runs with the bike on a wire and him on a wire over and over again, just to get a feel of the speed. This motorcycle,
the amount of times he could have fucking died.
Yes, the motorcycle does not have a speedometer. He has to hit the speed by feeling. He's got to get the arc and even his body position right. So they're detailing this featurette, and then he finally gets on the bike and he does this jump, and there's these drone shots. And I swear to God,
insane.
dude, the whole audience, when they showed the fucking stunt, nobody was breathing. It was dead fucking silent. And he goes off the cliff and falls, and then he pulls it, and then you don't know what's going to happen, and you see his chute. And then when he comes down, he gets on the walkie-talkie to Chris McQuarrie. He goes, you know what? I think I can hold on to the bike a little bit longer. He does this fucking stunt 6 times.
Yeah, he does it 6 more times.
6 times with drone cameras. Just at any moment, if he doesn't clear the bicycle, if anything goes wrong, he is a dead man. He is insane. This guy's a fucking, what the fuck, Tom Cruise? Like, they're calling it the biggest stunt in cinema history. So, where you got Cameron doing shit you never seen with computers, you still have Tom Cruise doing shit you never seen with the actual, like, what is his insurance like? Who is insuring this motherfucker?
He could have died so many times.
Yeah,
just for that
nuts.
one shot. For one shot.
I'll put this in the show notes. There's a YouTube, there's like a 9-minute featurette with that some of it was shown in the IMAX featurette and some of it is different. But it is like just you are grabbing, you're white knuckling it, and as it's going on, you're holding it, but you're like, what the fuck? This guy's crazy.
Yeah, this is. I mean, he's nuts. The guy's fucking nuts. But yeah, it's. I don't even have words for it. He is playing out his insane fantasies on film.
Yeah. It got me fucking super geeked for Mission Impossible 7 and 8. Like, this is going to be amazing. He also put out a video recently thanking the fans for going to see Top Gun Maverick and for believing in him. And what was the setting of this video? He jumps out of a plane and he's free falling. For what seems like 30 minutes talking to the camera and talking. He does an Instagram reel free falling from like, I don't know, 10,000 feet. And then just doing spins and shit. And I'm like, you are insane, motherfucker. This guy's crazy. It's amazing. I cannot.
He did like a bunch of jumps. He did like lots and lots of jumps.
So he said they did over like 500 sky jumps for this movie, and like just 13. He did 13,000 jumps with just the bike.
You know what? He's gonna die taking a piss in his bath.
Yeah, it's gonna be the most.
That's how he's gonna go out.
It's gonna be the most
He's
benign death.
fucking shaking hands with the devil every day, and then like he's just gonna die like something stupid. He's gonna get like bit by a fucking like mosquito and get like malaria,
West Nile virus, and die. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, you don't have to do this. They have stunt people. Like, really, it's not necessary. No. There's another one where he's just on top of a biplane talking to the audience, like as the plane's flying for another. Like this, it's amazing. This is gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
So that's funny. So we can get back to what else you watch.
Yeah.
But I think it's apropos that I hop in here.
Yeah.
And then we can. There's other things I watch too, but I think it's appropriate because I watched this week in preparation for next week.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Ah, the first one. All right.
And I've never seen it in its entirety.
What did you think? Let's talk about that.
It was all right.
I mean, right, there's really not a lot of big action scenes. Just at the end,
there's a train scene at the end which holds up decently well given the time period, 96.
Yeah.
There's when he tries to infiltrate the one room and he's not trying to touch anything.
That scene is amazing. I love that.
That scene I was like laughing, but also like, oh,
it's tense as fuck. Yeah.
But unlike the later Mission Impossibles that some of them I have seen, this one is very short on the action.
Yeah. It is.
So
it's a De Palma film.
Yeah,
so
De Palma.
So I was just like, I liked it.
Yeah,
but I wasn't blown away by it. I think maybe at the time, if I'd seen it, I would have been blown away. But seeing it 26 years later, not as impressive.
The next film is done by John Woo.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like fucking
over the top
crazy
fucking
action.
stunts. The next film opens with him literally like hanging on the side of a mountain with there's nothing holding him up, and I think he actually did that. Like he's free climbing.
Yeah.
And it's insane. But it isn't until Chris McQuarrie joins for Rogue Nation and the Ghost Protocol or whatever, the last two, that the fucking, it just clicks and the action and the stunts.
Yeah, Rogue Nation is great.
Well, if you look at the directors, though, for the Mission Impossible
great
series,
directors.
Brian De Palma, John Woo, J.J. Abrams, Brad Bird, and then you get McQuarrie for the next 4.
And him and McQuarrie are a fucking fantastic team. Like they're on the same page, and
that Brad Bird one was good too. Like, so anything, they're all good.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one is the weakest one for action.
Yeah.
The John Woo one is strange movie, and that the last half hour is all action, and it kind of builds to that. And then all of the other ones are paced very well. Like, and like
JJ's the third one.
It's decent. It's good. It's like it's a good bridge because it starts to go kind of more of a like it was not as stylized as the more straightforward, and like McQuarrie does the same thing, like, but McQuarrie like just does these really, really technical stunts that like, in Rogue Nation, he's underwater for like a long time doing
6.5 minutes. He holds his breath. So this is the movies where he's hanging off the Burj Khalifa in real life. He learns how to do a high altitude skydive. He learns how to fly a fucking helicopter. There is a helicopter chase scene in one of those movies that's filmed like it's a car chase scene.
Yeah.
And you clearly see that Tom Cruise is flying this helicopter. There's nobody else with him. It's just cameras and him, and he's doing these insane fucking things. It's amazing. It gets like bigger and bigger and better. So like, this is why I can't wait to see what they got in plan for these next two.
It's pretty.
But I agree. The first one's it's all right. Like, but it was 90s. It's in the tournament. Maybe it gets past.
It's in the tournament.
Gets past the first round. Maybe, I don't know. But
I just thought it was all right. But
it deserves.
It's a start to like an iconic franchise.
It's a start to Tom Cruise's Death Wish. Like
Tom Cruise is basically his first real action movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. What else did you watch, Anthony?
So it's funny you asked. I am about halfway through. I was watching it prior to the show. It's the last movie I have to watch that I haven't seen yet before the tournament next week, which we can preview shortly. I am halfway through Cliffhanger.
Oh, nice. It's a fun movie.
And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the shit out of Cliffhanger.
It's kind of a fun movie.
It's fun, yeah.
I mean, you've got freaking Sly climbing a mountain in a t-shirt and a backwards hat.
Yeah, he's never cold.
Yes. No, he's not cold at all.
So that alone right there, I'm just like, this is great. I like it.
I mean, the opening's pretty tense, and you're like, fuck.
The opening's tense as fuck.
Yeah. Wait till you see him fight old-ass John Lithgow. It's kind of funny.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about. Like Stallone's always fighting some old guy that's out of shape.
And there is that insane, like, was that a practical stunt with the sliding the fucking briefcases from plane to plane kind of?
Yeah, that was weird. Did you watch
I don't know
that
if it's
part?
practical, but yeah, I mean, some of that stuff on the mountain, there definitely some of it where it's real. Like,
right.
There's a guy, someone climbing that fucking free scaling that mountain.
Yep. But then there's some like you like catch the mountain sets also mixed in, right?
Of course.
So, but the on location shots, I was like, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. No, I like it so far. I'm probably gonna finish it after the show.
What is that on? I believe that's available. Did you rent it?
It is on Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu. So I caught up with another one of our 90s action movies. This one was because it's on Netflix. Air Force One.
Get off my plane.
With Harrison Ford. And
what's that on?
It's on Netflix.
And don't forget, freaking who's playing the villain?
Gary Oldman.
What's his name?
Gary Oldman.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though, this fucking movie still is pretty good. Like the tension is great throughout the movie. Oldman's bad guy is just fucking brutally just murdering people.
Shoots the woman in the head.
Yes, shoots everybody. Yeah. He's like, he does not give a fuck. Some great plane stunts. The CGI is whatever, but I've rather enjoyed, and like I love the fact that it's this close quarter. The plane is amazing. Like I don't know if Air Force One is like this, but a great setting for like a Die Hard in a plane movie, right? You have all these big rooms, you got these little corridors and doors, and they use it well. And he's like a badass fucking president. You'll fuck around with this president. So I don't know. I don't know whether this one goes farther than Fugitive, because Fugitive is good, but like this one has more action. But Fugitive is just like an all around good movie.
Better movie.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. And I love
depends on the matchups. I know the matchups. I'm just smiling in my head thinking about you guys speculating.
I really love the Fugitive, so this is going to be tough. Yeah, so if all things go to plan, should we just say we're going to be?
Yeah,
it'll be next week.
Well, it's around the holidays, so things could happen. But we are next week to close out the 2022 Jock and Nerd season, SZN. We are doing a 90s action tournament.
Oh, man.
With bigger and badder movies. This time 32 movies instead of 28.
Yeah.
No passes this time around. Every movie's got to go run the gauntlet. So
there's no buys.
Hopefully Jonathan Bellotti Jr. will be joining. We've been doing our 90s reviews to lead up, and I'll be hosting again, and these three older gentlemen will be the judges.
That's right.
I still got a couple to catch up on, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
Ruggs,
what else you guys been watching?
What did you watch, Ruggs?
I watched Del Toro's Pinocchio.
I heard bad things about this movie, and I'm surprised because I thought it would be great.
It's not great,
wow,
but I fucking enjoyed it anyway.
Oh.
There's a lot of wacky shit in it.
It's stop motion.
It's fucking amazing stop motion. It is fucking beautiful. The tone, the artistry, the art direction is just fucking amazing. They change a lot of the story, and they set it in World War II with fascist Mussolini and stuff like that involved. There is a war aspect to this movie. Pinocchio, the story doesn't unfold or end like you'd like it to, but essentially it's a movie about death.
Whoa.
And it's very poignant. And I found myself being emotionally kind of invested in it. And I don't think it's a great movie, but I definitely think that it's got merit in some areas. And I'm glad I watched it. I don't know if I might watch it again, because it's weird, like movie magic. You don't see it that often, and when you do, you're like, wow, Del Toro still knows how to fucking bring magic to stuff, even if it's like not hitting it out of the park. It's still got magic. So
this is on Netflix.
Yeah, you might not like it. And if you don't like it, I completely understand. But
who's in this? You got Ewan McGregor as Cricket.
Yeah.
David Bradley, Gregory Mann as Pinocchio, Ron Perlman, John Turturro, Finn Wolfhard, Kate Blanchett, Tim Blake Nelson, Christoph Waltz, Tilda Swinton, Tom Kenny. That was a pretty good cast.
Like, it's weird because a lot of the characters have British accents, but they're supposed to be in Italy and being Italian. And then the common folk have Italian accents. So it's like all over the place. It's like not consistent. It's weird, but like the performances are great. It's just very straight. Yeah, I can't really explain it other than you got to see it for yourself if you're curious.
I might have to check this out. Other than that, Chippendales on Hulu still pretty good. Mythic Quest on Apple TV Plus is fantastic this new season. So those are my weekly things.
Is it as good as like
Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
It's good in a different way. They put out an amazing episode this past week, but I do love all the characters, and I'm invested. They got F. Murray Abraham in the first 2 seasons, who's fantastic. It's different. It's different, but it is good. Rob McElhenney, and I'm still making my way through Welcome to Wrexham, so I'm watching Rob on 2 shows, which that's also fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, I might check that out too.
Yeah, it's good. Anything else, fellas?
Are there any movies you guys need to watch in preparation?
Well, I'm just gonna watch Air Force One and Long Kiss Goodnight because I want to watch it.
For what it's worth to the listeners, Long Kiss Goodnight is not in the tournament.
Not in the tournament, right?
Russ is making a play to get this in for.
If I watch it and I think it's worthy of it, I'm gonna try and push it in because the problem is we made this list and I hadn't watched that movie in a while, so I don't know if it's worth it or not. And I don't remember it being that.
And we also made this list and we came to a consensus a while ago, so it's gonna be tough. Tough to push this one in.
I still got to watch Navy SEALs. I think I have one Van Damme movie. I might rewatch the Die Hard and the Bad Boys. No, I still got a bunch. Shit. I have to get on this.
Well, don't say shit. These are all fun to rewatch.
No, they are fun to watch. It's just like I'm going to.
There's still time for me to squeeze a couple more in.
Yeah. And there's some movies that like I don't need to watch because I know them so well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just rewatching the ones that I kind of don't remember.
Right.
So can't wait. That'll be next week, listener. And we did have there is in our Facebook group, there's a thread that if you can guess what the final 4 are, you win a no prize. But if you are a member of our Patreon, you will win a T-shirt, I believe, is what the deal was.
Yeah.
If anybody gets close for the top 4, final 4 frame. And we'll sort all that out next week. That's it for this week. Ruggs, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. Where I'll just be waiting to see what happens because every fucking day there's something new.
What is your Twitter? What's your Twitter?
At Really Rug Boy.
That part's important. At Really Rug Boy. Follow us. Link in the show notes. Share the show, listener. That's the most important thing you could do to help us out. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We will peep you next time.
I want to get a brown check mark.
I fucking loved it.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
In the tournament, played.